This past weekend, I've shot an amazing wedding. And today, it's Monday, 6:30 a.m. and I am going to edit the entire wedding. Why, you might ask? In this particular case, just because I know I have time right now and I won't have much time in upcoming weeks because of the projects that I'm doing. And also, I've caught up with all of my editing last week. I've edited over 10,000 photos. So first time ever during the season, I'm completely caught up with my editing. There are a few reasons why would you want to edit photos right away. So in one of my collections, I do offer priority edit, so the clients can actually purchase being in front of the queue and have their photos edited right away in the week just after the wedding. You can also treat this as your selling point. I know photographers that their entire marketing is all about delivering photos right away after the wedding. And in today's world, I feel like everyone wants everything instantly, and technology allows us to do it. And I am going to showcase you the tools and the way I edit my photos, so it doesn't take that much time like as it used to in years back when we have to use Photoshop for photos, blah blah blah. So typically I would deliver photos 3-4 weeks after the wedding, and in this case, in that particular wedding that I'm going to edit today, I shot it on Friday. I already delivered sneak peek on Saturday. Sunday, I had my day off, and Monday, 6 a.m., I'm working on it to have this edited, but I will not deliver the photos this week. I will wait 2 to 3 weeks to have my couple forget about it and, get to the chill, normal life mode, and then I'm gonna, boom, surprise them with the entire gallery. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process. We're gonna first copy the photos to the computer, then we're gonna cull the photos, and then we're gonna edit the photos. For a lot of stuff, I'm gonna use Imagen, which is the sponsor of this video, and which is the tool that I use to edit all of my photos, but I will do a lot of manual editing as well. So you'll see the balance, and you'll see like the entire process that lets me edit photos really fast. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so the first things first, I'm gonna import the photos. So for weddings, I do shoot with two Sony A9 III cameras, and both of them are equipped with the fastest cards that I found, and these are the Novachips 1.6 terabyte CF Type A cards, and they're extremely fast to copy, which you're gonna see, which I absolutely love. This is like a part of the workflow, is to avoid any possible bottlenecks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import these photos. I'm gonna actually copy the photos to my local hard drive on my computer, on my Mac, my SSD, and then during the calling, I'm gonna also make a backup to my NAS system. So I'm using the CF Type A Thunderbolt card reader. I'm gonna connect it to my computer. Boom, Novachips. 1st of August, that was the wedding. Today it's August 4th. It's already 7 a.m. because I've been recording this intro twice. But yeah, you get the gist. Also, the reason why I'm editing so early in the morning is because it's summertime and my kids are at home, so I need to work like super early in the morning so I can spend the time with them later on. Yeah, so I'm gonna create a folder for that wedding. Evelina and Andreas. It was that Polish-Swiss wedding. Beautiful wedding, beautiful venue called Villa Love. It looks like Italy. It absolutely does. So yeah, I'm just gonna, boom, select. This is 6,000 photos on one card. So it's a mix of just regular single shot photos and the burst photos. I do shoot a lot of burst photos using the 120 frames per second capabilities of my A9 III, which I'm going to show you how it works, but it's beautiful. So in the meantime, I also show you the teaser that I delivered on Saturday. So I actually edited all of this in the car. I uploaded the photos to Imagen, and basically, like with a wedding like this, where there's so much natural light, there's not need for much editing. It's like everything is just perfect right out of Imagen. So yeah, it's exciting. So this is Andreas. He actually used to be a ski jumper. He just retired from ski jumping recently. That's Evelina. That's their dog. Yeah, it's like, look at this. It's beautiful. The wedding was insanely beautiful. I mostly used 35 G Master and 50 G Master, like in terms of lenses, but I also played with the tilty lens. So this is a photo from, which was it? What is the name of it? Damn it. Astrhori tilt, like the free floating tilt lens. So this is how I shot this particular image, for example. So that's a tilty image. And then like the ceremony was in church, so I'm guessing church is going to be slightly more difficult to edit because churches usually have like very weird lighting and you have to control the white balance like really carefully. It does look perfect here, but yeah, I'm reckoning I'm going to use the most of my time I'm going to spend editing the church photos and probably the portraits just to have them like pop more in terms of the look. These are the animations that I've created, like in that 120 frame per second burst mode. Yeah, this is the villa, just beautiful. Just look at this. Just look at this place. It's probably the best venue in Poland, and that's another reason for 120 frames per second. It looks insane. I should have stayed and make it like completely static. I got slightly too excited and put my camera up when shooting, but that's still fine, and I have few single images out of that moment. Some portraits, and then another Astrhori lens. Yep, and that's basically the entire thing. Okay, the card one almost done, 150 gigs in like what, 4 minutes? Boom, it's done. I'm gonna ingest the second one. And I have two folders here. I'm just gonna copy right here. So there's more photos here, 7,700. We're almost there. Okay, it's done. It took me 15 minutes to copy 14,000 photos. So around 1 minute per 1,000 photos. That's a nice speed. 343 gigabytes of photos. This wedding was 10 hours. So first thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna load this into Photo Mechanic. And in my Photo Mechanic, I'm going to separate the burst photos from the rest. So I have a clear vision of how many like regular photos I've shot, and I don't have to look at the burst photos. Okay, and now we're gonna use Imagen to cull the 8,600 photos. So why I'm gonna use Imagen for that particular project? I don't use Imagen always for culling. I use it always for editing, which I'm gonna show you in the next step. But for culling, in this particular wedding, it was 10-hour wedding, so it was like pretty short, one easy day. And also it was only me. There was no second shooter, so I don't have to go through any other people's photos, only mine. So for that, Imagen Culling Studio is going to be perfect. For the weddings that I have second shooters, 2 days, 3 days, much more of these animations, burst modes, I'm going to probably cull in Photo Mechanic, just like very mechanically, 1010. But for regular weddings, 1 day wedding, short wedding, only one shooter, this is going to work for me perfect. So yeah, projects, create new project, cull. My Lightroom catalog. I don't want to use Lightroom catalog. I want to use photos folder, wedding, drag and drop, boom. The best part about Imagen Culling Studio is that we're going to be culling photos that they already have my look applied, my preset and my look and my profile applied. So they're going to look like they're edited, what you're going to see in a second. So let's call it Evelina plus Andreas full wedding. Call with edited previews, choose a profile, boom. I'm going to use my Magic Cadabra profile. You also have like preferences for culling. I am using stars for Imagen culling because I'm using colors for my personal, like again, yellows are bursts, reds are my teaser photos. So I don't want to mess up with this. So I'm going to use star rating for the culling preferences. You can use color labels or flags if you want. So grouping criteria, I can choose either one, like less similar photos, very similar photos to group together. So I'm using the recommended option, which is it's grouping all the similar photos together and it's showing me the best photos out of them. And export format, we're gonna use XMP files. All right, let's see how long it's gonna take. It says 40 minutes. Okay, now it's time to review the culling. So basically manually go over the culling. So here is the information from Imagen. We have my profile applied, and then 5 stars are keepers, 2 stars are duplicates, which is over 6,000 photos, and then 3 stars are standalones, which is 1,117 photos. That's way too many photos, but yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna make it full screen so you can see it's applied my look. It's perfect. It just looks like my photos, like edited photos basically. All the information you actually need is up here to the right. So culling overview, it will tell you how it rated the photos. So method around the culling. Then here you have keyboard shortcuts. Also you can swap photos by pressing S, add as keeper by pressing A, X, remove as keeper. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep my stars actually, and I'm gonna use 1 to 5 to, to change the star ratings if I want. So yeah, we can look at all the photos, or you can filter the photos and only look at the keepers and standalones and don't look at duplicates. So yeah, I'm gonna do 3 and 5. So I'm looking at the photos that it have chosen, and then whenever I have the photo that has been chosen and there's another photo that has not been chosen, I can see it here, and here I can swap the photos if I want. Yep, so let's go. Okay, now as culling is done, I culled in 1,293 photos in Culling Studio. And yeah, I was practically culling them out. So I was not culling in, I was culling images out because Imagen gave me around 2,000 photos, and then I removed around 800 photos from that selection. And it took me around 1 hour to go through the culling. So the culling review took me 1 hour, and now I'm just gonna click edit, and I'm gonna edit those selected 1,293 photos. What I'm selecting when I'm editing photos in Imagen is, first of all, I'm selecting my Magic Cadabra profile, which you can all purchase. You can purchase my preset pack with the Imagen profile with entire course. I'll link it in the description. And so if you like the colors out of this, you'll love this. And then I'm adding a crop and I'm adding a straightening. There are a few more options that you can go through. So you can add smooth skin, subject mask, whiten the teeth, and background mask. I'm not using any of those because those, I'm going to use in Lightroom for specific images. I don't need 1,293 photos to have smooth skin or subject mask. So, yep. I'm gonna click edit, and now it's editing. It's gonna take probably, I'm guessing, few minutes for 1,293 photos. We'll see how it goes. That was quick. Editing is done. 1,293 photos edited. Download to review. So yeah, next step, I'm importing these photos to Lightroom. So now I'm still gonna do manual review, especially for the church part, because the church part, usually the colors are a bit off in the church itself. So you can see here, you can see them raw, unedited, and then when I click on them, and click develop panel, boom, it's edited photo, edited and cropped. And that looks very nice. Very nice. It's still fetching initial previews. That's why you don't see them edited all the time, but boom. So let's go to the beginning. And for this, I'm going to use the half of the Logi panel because I'm using only the wheel part of the Logitech MX Control. So I'm going to be using that this way. So I'm going to develop panel, and then I have my next photo, previous photo, next photo, previous photo here. And then I'm just using this button to get that wheel. I don't remember what's the name of that wheel. Quick wheel, quick menu wheel or something like that. So I'm using that mouse and the dial to control the specific setting. So yeah, so one hand on the mouse, one hand on this, and that's it. I don't need a keyboard. I don't need anything else. Let's freaking go. Okay, and just like that, 1 hour and 30 minutes later, I have all of my 1,000 photos edited, 1,200 photos edited. So as you can see, like my main manual editing is cropping, changing photos to black and white, adding masks if I want to, enhance some specific parts of the image. But other than that, like it's all pretty done. Consistent in terms of exposure, in terms of white balance, maybe just some small shifts that I needed to make, but I absolutely love it. Like I spent maybe 4 hours this morning to go through entire process with maybe an hour or hour and a half waiting for a computer to do stuff while I could do pancakes for my kids in the morning. So this is perfection. If you want to try out Imagen, check out the link in the description to claim 1,500 free edits. So you can actually edit 1, 2, or even 3 weddings, depending on how many photos you deliver from a wedding for free. Again, using the link in the description. You can also check out my profile. If you like the colors in all of these images, you can check out my profile, and make sure to check out this video if you're interested in how I sent a sneak peek gallery to my clients one day after the wedding.